All right, all right. I think we got it. I think we got it.
Okay.
Shalom, shalom, everyone. Shalom. Yo, I'm so sorry for the delay here. We're trying something new here, so we apologize for that. Give me 1 second, guys. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Shalom. Yo, I'm so sorry for the delay here. We're trying something new here, so we apologize for that. Give me 1 second, guys. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Shalom. Yo, I'm so sorry for the delay here. We're trying something new here, so Shalom. Can you give me some volume? Give me some volume, please. No, on the end. No. Shalom, shalom. Keep going. Keep going. Elbow, thank you for sharing. Keep going. Can you guys hear me good? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Eric, can you hear me?
Yep,
Evangelist?
loud and clear. How I sound?
Give me more volume. More. Keep going. Can you give me some volume? Keep going. Welcome, Jessica. I'm truly grateful and humble to have you guys here. Guys, thank you for your patience. We're trying to new software here, so that's why we're taking a little longer than what we usually do. So please forgive us for that. But guys, as always, as you're tuning in, please do me a huge favor. As you're tuning in, let me know what part of the world you're tuning in from. Let me know where you're watching from. And one of the things I encourage you to do is share this live stream. Share with as many people as possible. Invite a friend that would invite a friend that would invite a friend that would invite a friend. So like that, as many people as possible can be blessed by what we're going to share today. Don't be stingy. Don't hold the blessings for yourself. It's important that you evangelize and help as many people as possible to also be able to receive and be edified things of God. Tonight's going to be an amazing topic. I truly believe that a lot of people are going to be blessed, are going to be blessed in a mighty way. And so for that reason, I encourage you to share. And as you share, please type it in the comments. Let me know if you share. If we have blessed you in any way, or this live stream, this podcast blesses you in any way, one of the ways you can show appreciation is by simply sharing this with somebody. So we got Buffalo in the house, we got Attica in the house. I know we're late, guys, so I want to apologize for that. I truly want to apologize for that. And also, if you have yet to go to YouTube, there's an echo.
How am I sounding? Am I coming in?
Yeah. Give me a little bit more music. Do I still have an echo, guys? Is there still an echo coming? Welcome, Jessica from Highland Falls. I truly apologize, guys. We're trying this new program, and we're still trying to figure things out. So we apologize.
Yeah, Ariel's been at it for hours.
Oh man, I'm trying. And the crazy thing is hot in this room right now, so I'm sweating like crazy.
Usually it's cold.
So guys, as you're sharing, please let me know if you share in the comments. I would definitely love to honor you and thank you for doing so. Mother, can you reshare again? Thank you. Thank you. I'm okay, cool. No echo. Teresa says. Trying to make sure to see that we're coming across all platforms good and clear. All right. Okay. Guys, if you have yet to go on our YouTube page, the beauty now is, AJ, if you scroll down the comments, scroll up towards the comments. We're gonna get going, guys. Be patient, please. Scroll up. Yep, go up, 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 up. Okay. All right, sweet, guys. With this software, we're also able to see the comments on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So this is awesome. And one more thing, guys. Give me 1 second, and then we'll get going. I'm sorry. Guys. So yeah, so you'll be able to see the comments from anybody that's tuning in from Facebook and YouTube. So that's pretty cool. Something that we've been trying to figure out for some time now. How can we get both platforms together so like that it'll be easier to interact with both platforms. So if you have yet to go on YouTube and like our platform there, please go to His Spirit Ministry on YouTube and go like the page, comment on the page, and if you have any prayer requests, please feel free when we're done. Present your prayer requests. I recommend not doing it right. Don't do it right now, but wait towards the end. And one of the things I want to do, Evangelist, is that definitely want to present Frankie in prayer today. As you guys can see, it's only 2 of us today. So we want to make sure that we present our brother in prayer in regards of he's going through some hard times right now. And he definitely he could use our prayers. So we want to make sure that we do that. So let's get going, man. Let's get this going. Are you guys ready? Give me some fire emojis if you guys ready. Give me some fire emojis. I want to see some fire emojis because today's going to be good. And I got to see some excitement. Guys, interact with each other. Stay active. This is going to be good. Do 5 seconds. The next 5 seconds. Elba on YouTube. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You went to YouTube. Awesome. Thank you for going to YouTube and supporting us. YouTube is a tough platform. Okay, Jessica's ready. Who else is ready? I'm excited. Elbows ready. Guys, don't be so quiet, please. Don't be so quiet. It's important to interact. It's important to stay active. Super important. I'm telling you, it's when you interact and you show that you want this, you provoke us to bring out more and more.
Amen.
You know, it's so. I know. You guys hear me say it all the time. I don't see that people are interested in the way you show me through your interaction. I'll keep it short. So, how to know your calling in God. How to know your calling in God. And I want to pass that on to you, Ian.
Man.
What is your put on there?
I think that's one of the number one questions that us Christians probably have. you know. And I think, we tend to overcomplicate it. I think, um, you know, one of the things I got was what really hit me was we'll never get to our destiny in our flesh. We need to be in the spirit. God led me to Philippians 3:12-14 today, and this I'll just start with this. I don't mean to say that I have already achieved these things or that I have already reached perfection, but I press on to possess the perfection for which Christ Jesus first possessed me. No, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on one thing, forgetting the past and looking to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and to receive the heavenly prize, which God through Christ Jesus is calling us. So my takeaways just from that is, we have to look forward. We have to look to God, not earthly things. But I guess one of my questions is how do you know we're called?
We're all called. We all
Yes.
have a calling in God. Now, the first thing that we have to come to a realization is knowing that we all have a calling in God. In some way, some form. Now, if you have breath, if you're breathing, that means God called you. If God brought you into this world, it's because you have a calling. He called you to fulfill your calling here on earth. That's what we are all. Everybody that's brought here to earth, everybody that's created here on earth, has been put here on earth because they have a calling in God. Everything God does is intentional. God doesn't just do things to just do things. So when we look at ourselves, we have to understand that if we are here, if we are breathing, every single time we open our eyes, it's a chance for us to work into our calling, to fulfill our calling. Now, that's the main and most simplest way you could know whether you have a calling. Excuse me. Is every time you open your eyes, you are called. God is calling. Here's the reason why He opened your eyes. Think about it. The fact that every time you open your eyes, is God's calling you to fulfill your calling. It's His way of calling you, saying, every morning, Eric, wake up. You got to fulfill your calling.
Right, time to get going.
It's time to get going. So that alone says that you have a calling, that you have a purpose in God. Now, what is your calling? That's another story. But yeah, that's really what it comes down to, is knowing that you have your calling. Your calling is knowing that you're called, or knowing that you're called by God, is opening your eyes every morning or every day. Whenever you open your eyes from sleep, every day goes by, you open your eyes and God gave you a day of breath and life. It's God saying you have a calling. I hope I answered your question. Does that answer your question?
Yes. I think I don't know. I think a lot of people struggle answering the call too, because what they have to give up. I mean, that's a whole other story.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
I
got a verse from Philippians.
Go ahead.
Well, one more. For I have told you often before, and I say it again with tears in my eyes, that there are many whose conduct shows that they are enemies of the cross of Christ. They are headed for destruction. Their God is their appetite. They brag about shameful things, and they think only about this life here on earth. But we are citizens of heaven. Here the Lord Jesus Christ lives, and we are eagerly waiting for Him to return as our Savior. Are we really living as citizens of heaven?
That's deep. That's deep. And that's something we all gotta ask ourselves every day. You know, I know me personally, every day I ask myself that. I ask myself, am I fulfilling my calling? Am I walking in my calling? You know, and that's important because a lot of times we take that for granted and we think just because okay, let's talk about this. Look at this. You know that when you know that every person, and I'm gonna tell you guys the truth, every single person that does not walk in their calling, they're in jeopardy of their soul being lost.
Yep, that's what the verse is saying. Yep.
They're in jeopardy. See, sometimes people think that just because I believe I'm saved, that I'm going to heaven. Listen, there's a calling that you have to fulfill, and if you don't fulfill that, that's how important knowing your calling and operating your calling is. We go into the Gospels. You know, we hear the story of the gifts. What happened with the one who hid the gift? He didn't do nothing. He had the king gave him the gift. He didn't do anything. What happened to him? He got cast out. Meaning that every single one of us that do not operate in our calling, we are putting ourselves in jeopardy of being. Listen, it sounds harsh, but being set to the pits of fire. Because it's a disrespect to God, and it's us basically saying, Lord, I'm not doing what you told me. We're being in disobedience. So when you don't walk in your calling, you're being in disobedience. And a lot of times, a lot of people are walking in disobedience. They're walking in a life of they think because they just go to church every Sunday and they go home and they just follow up every Sunday, or they just show up for Bible studies, that it's okay. And they don't realize, hey, you have a calling. Now, that's part of being a believer. But what are you? But are you doing your duty as God called you to do? What are you doing with what God called you? With what God gave you? What are you doing with your calling?
That's something big you said right there about gifts.
Yes.
You know, God gave us gifts, and that's where we need to operate with them. You know,
your gift will lead you into your calling.
Exactly. Yes, that's what I got written down. You know, and make it personal. When it came time to answer, the calling, it's it's surrendering and being a servant. You know.
You got to. We all have gifts, right? All of us has gifts. There's something unique about every single one of us. That's what makes it so special. I have my own uniqueness. You have your own uniqueness. And a lot of us from birth, we have a certain uniqueness that we need to learn how to identify that uniqueness, identify that makes us unique to stand, and it stands us out from the rest. You see, we live in a time where everybody's trying to be like everybody because it looks so. For example,
everyone wants the platform.
Yeah, everybody wants a platform, or if we see somebody that's for example, we see that someone that can sing, they're singing, they're doing great things. Now we want to be a singer because we want to have the same thing they have. But that person could be walking in their calling, yet that's not your calling. Or maybe singing is your calling, but it's not. Which I'm probably getting ahead of myself right now. Which I'm gonna try to calm down because I'm trying to get ahead of myself, and I want to pace this. But we have to know what our calling and our gifts is. I'll share this. Can I share a story with you? Can I share an example? All right. For example, me personally, when one of the things that I growing up, which I realized as an adult, that it was something that I struggled. I fell in that trap. I always wanted to be like other people. Always wanted to be like other people, and there's nothing wrong with that. If it's an alignment to your calling, which I'll go into much deeper into that. but because I saw someone having success in a certain thing, I wanted to do it. Okay. And what that did was that brought a lot of confusion in my life. Because from very early, me trying to copy other people, me trying because they seem cool, they seem like, they're the type of person you want to be like, because it seems like everybody likes you. The reality is we all want to be liked by everybody. We all look to be liked. It is. We don't like feeling like people hate us. No matter how much you may say you don't like it or anything like that, we all don't like it when people don't like us. We want everybody to like us. Now, I went through that process, and as I went through that process, I fell in traps of trying to be somebody that I wasn't. And when I did that, what I was doing without realizing was I was hiding. I started to hide, like the guy who hid his gift. I started to hide my own uniqueness. I started to hide who I was. So now, every single time I tried to be like somebody I wasn't, I was actually putting myself deeper in a hole and hiding more and more, not allowing myself to shine the way I should have. And I went through years with that. And I went through years of worrying about what will people say, what will people think about me. That's something that me personally I struggle from young. I struggle, especially when coming from a different environment or a different, you could say, environment for most people. It was like I always felt like I had something to prove. I always felt like I didn't prove myself. So I'll always look for ways to get my approval, get the respect. So I come from a family, from a good family who was raised in church, was not raised of things of the world. However, me being put into public, being put into the world in school, and now I'm dealing with people from the world, I'm not the same as them. So now I was in a place where I felt like I had to either defend myself or be eaten alive. So now that led me to try to be something that I wasn't. I felt like I had to prove myself. So then I looked for those that seemed like they had the approval by others. And I'm like, okay, I got to be like that. And next thing you know, I started losing my identity. And I lost my identity. I started losing my uniqueness. My uniqueness started to hide. And that's what happens with a lot of people. A lot of people, they get so caught up in the things of this world that their uniqueness, it starts to be hidden. And now that light that's supposed to be shining ain't really shining because they're operating or in a calling that's not their calling.
Like lost sheep. Yeah,
they're lost. So how can you what is it that you have to do? One of the things you have to learn how to do is examine yourself. From a child, there was always something in you. There was always something about you that separated you from the rest. I'll use myself as an example because I don't have nobody else and I don't like talking about other people. So I just throw myself in the bus. And I say this to edify, not to boast about myself. I say it to edify. So please, guys, I hope you guys don't take it the wrong way. From a very young age, I had unique things about me. For example, from a very young age, I was real sensitive to the spiritual realm. I could sense spirits all around. I could sense whether it's good or evil. I was sensitive. I was real sensitive to the spirit. So that was one thing unique that I didn't know how to embrace as a child. So that area of my life, it scared me to the point where I started to hide that area out because I didn't want to experience the things that I was experiencing. Now, another area that I had was I enjoy bringing out the best out of people. I've always enjoyed bringing out the best. Like, you know this, one of the things about me is, and this is why those that are close to me, they benefit the most of me, because I'm the type of person that, as I grow, I like to bring people along with me. Now, I'm very selective who I keep close to me. So something I had to learn through time. So you just can't let anybody, because there's people they want to be in your circle to take advantage of you. So I had to learn how to be selective. That's why I don't allow just anybody in my circle. I don't just fellowship with anybody.
Protecting the gift.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm trying. I think I'm better than anybody. It's not that. It's that I have to protect, because there's people out there that all they want is what they could get out of you. They want to act like they're your friends. They want to act because they want to use you for what they could benefit from you. So one of the things about me is I love developing people. I love if as I'm growing, I don't hold like, Ian, you tell me if I'm lying. You as being one of the closest people to me. Everything I learn, I release it.
Mm-hmm.
True or false?
Absolutely. Wouldn't be where I was today without you releasing it. Yeah.
Everything that I learn, I release it. I don't hold it to myself, because one of the things I've learned is, in order for me to continue, see, that's the thing about being humble. In order for me to continue growing in my calling, I always have to make sure that I'm bringing other people along. So if you just want to grow and not bring people along with you, then you're never gonna grow in your calling. You're gonna hit a plateau. And this is what happens with so many people. People get, and we see this in it's sad, but we see this in Christianity a lot. That there's a competition. Who's the most holiest? Who's the best preacher? Who's the best prophet? Who's the best evangelist? There's like a competition. Nobody really want to help nobody grow. And they don't realize, and I thank God that I was able to learn this at a young age. I was able to learn this, that when you help others, you make room to continue to grow. You see, I got to empty myself out in order for me to be filled with more. And like that, I continue to grow in my calling. So understanding these things, I didn't realize this till later on. They then identify who I am today, which I will go into more later on that. So I realized, okay, I'm sensitive to the spirit realm. There's something that's unique. God used to, from a young age, God would speak to me, and I would hold it. I wouldn't tell nobody, but I would have a lot of revelations through visions and dreams from a young age. I just didn't know how to go about it, because I felt like people would judge me, or people would think I'm crazy. So I love to release everything. Like, I like to just pour into people. I love doing that. I find joy. That's why I find joy doing these podcasts. Because every single time I come here, I'm able to just let everything I have. So like that, then when I go into my secret place, I'm able to be empty. So like that, I could be filled again with more, and continue and hopefully bring people along. And so like that, they can grow in spiritually. So I realized that I'm going somewhere with this. So I realized that I love doing that. I love pouring into people. I realized I love teaching everything I know. Teaching, just sharing people I know. I something that I realized, and one thing also I realized is I had a strong leadership aspect about me. where I knew how to lead people. So now, understanding these things about me, it helped me to identify my calling. So, if you don't know what's your calling, you have to. One of the most powerful ways that you can do is start to examine yourself and go back and look at all of your qualities and what it is that you're good at. Now, you know that not all of us are called to do the same thing.
Right.
You know, you see, and this is a misconception where sometimes us as believers we go into assuming. We all have a calling, but our calling is different. Not everybody is called to be ministers. We're called to be ministers somewhere form, but in the sense of preaching. Not everybody's called as a pastor, not everybody's called as an evangelist, not everybody's called as a prophet. Not everybody is called. Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah.
Am I too low still?
No, it's when you backed off. It was a little bit.
I'm sorry, guys. So, knowing these things, what was I? See, I lost track of what was I talking about?
Knowing your gifts, people, knowing what ministry you're actually called into.
Yes, we all have different callings and different gifts. So, you may not be called as a prophet or evangelist, a pastor or an apostle or anything like that, or a worshiper. But you may be called. Your calling may be a doctor. Your calling may be no, you good, Jessica. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Your calling may be a school teacher. And through your teaching, you glorify God. Because let's be realistic. We need teachers. Or else how will we know how to speak? How will we know how to read? You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times we get this concept thinking that, okay, if I'm not a preacher, if I'm not this, no, of course we all have to talk about Christ. We take every chance to speak the good news about Christ. But a lot of times we don't realize our actions speak more than our words too. That's going somewhere else with it. That your actions reflects a lot and speaks way more than what your words do. They do a greater impact. So now, your calling may be a teacher, a school teacher. Now you take that, and this is key, guys. This is key. You become the best school teacher that you can be. You see, once you know your calling, there has to be a mindset shift of becoming the best you can be. And feel free to cut me up if I speak too much. You know how I get.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
So, if you're called, whatever it is you're called to be, become the best of that. You have to be. You see, we have this thing that a lot of times us Christian people that we preach about, because it sounds good. I'm gonna be real. It sounds good. Well, we say you got to be. You can't be boastful. But look what the Holy Spirit ministered to me on recently. Do you know when you're not boastful of who God called you to be, you're being disrespectful to God? Because you are hiding who God called you to be. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
So if we go into, look at this. All right. If we go into the book of, I believe it's Psalms. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Psalms. Look at this. Psalm 11. Then I'm gonna share another verse. Psalms 9 verses 11. It says, "Sing praises to the Lord who reigns in Jerusalem. Tell the world about his unforgettable deeds." Meaning, you got to be boastful. So when you talk, when you show and you reflect who you are, you see, this is where arrogance and humility come into place. Now, if you're doing it for the wrong, where your heart is at, that's what determines where you're at. So when every single time I'm letting the world know that I am the best prophet there ever is, then what I'm doing is I'm boasting in God. You see, many of us are looking at, oh, look at him, he's being arrogant, who he think he is. Now, what matters is where's your heart in it. But because I know who God is, every single time I boast in my calling, I am telling the world of his unforgivable deeds. Why? Because I don't deserve to be alive in this world. I don't deserve to be in this world. So it is my duty to boast about who God called me to be and let the world know. Because every single time I boast about it, I am singing praises to the Lord and I'm edifying the Lord and I'm bringing glory to the Lord because of his unforgivable deeds. I don't deserve to be alive. You know, I'm going to share this story with you. About a month ago, one of the things that I've been dealing with for some time is talking about who I am in God. To be honest, it's really the first time that I'm really coming out with it, that I'm really being bold about it. Because actually, my last podcast that I did, my personal page, as I was doing my podcast, the Spirit of the Lord checked me within the podcast, and most people don't know. But the Holy Spirit checked me and corrected me. And I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, because I am hiding who I am in God. And God never called me to hide who I am in God. Who cares what people have to say? People are going to talk regardless, they're going to talk. I don't need the approval of people. You see, this is the problem. Many of us want the approval of people. And we need to break out of that. The only approval I need is the approval of God. And if God called me to be, then that's all that matters. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is on you. It is on you. It ain't you. Regardless, you lose out. You lose out. Now, about a month ago, I ended up, look at this. And I believe my wife is on the stream. And I would like for her to testify, because I don't, and again, I don't say this boasting about me. I say this to bring glory to God. And now I'm getting a little bit ahead. And I'm gonna bring it all together, guys. Just stick with me. Now, from a very young age, all the signs of me being a prophet was there. However, it was hard for me to identify that, because I will worry about other people, what they say. And then not only that, my father being a pastor, everybody's always saying, oh, you're gonna inherit, you know what I mean? You're a pastor. People assume that a pastor's kid automatically is gonna be a pastor. And in some cases it works like that. And I'm not saying I'm never gonna be a pastor. I'm not saying that. Just hear me out. But that's the assumption of most people. They think that because that the son or they're the ones that are gonna inherit, they're gonna be pastors too, just because their father's a pastor. We all have our own identity. Just because my father is a pastor doesn't mean I'm gonna be a pastor. Now, it could be the case that he's a pastor and that mantle may be passed down to me. And many times it happens that way. So I knew from a young, I didn't know, but I knew there was something different about me. And another thing that I had is my mindset. I've always had that mindset of I'm gonna make it happen no matter what. Always. From a young kid. When my mind is set up on something, it's very hard for you to break me, to get me out of it. Very hard. Once my mind is set up, listen, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna make it happen. Like it's my mindset. That's something that I become so stubborn and so like I'm all in and I'm gonna make it happen no matter what. Now anyhow, one of the things I hid for so many long is who I am because of what people would tell me, and that brought a lot of confusion also. This is why we have to be careful who we allow in our ears, who we listen to. Because if we allow too many noise, it could confuse us from our calling. And me personally, I allowed that in my life. I allowed too much noise. This is why, and I say this, and for those that are growing in the things of God, you have to be careful who you listen to. I don't just listen to anybody. I am very selective in who I listen to. I'm very selective in the preachers I listen to. I just don't listen to any preacher. I'm very selective. So I realized what's my calling, but I was scared to bring it out because of what people would say. Okay. Now, there was about a month ago. I'm in my time with God alone. I'm in my time alone with God. And even though I knew who I am, and I know who I am in God, and I realized what's my calling, I still was scared to put it out there. Without realizing that if I don't do that, I am disrespecting God. Look how powerful this is. Even Paul, look at this, Paul knew the importance of this, that even him, the apostles didn't approve of him, but he knew his calling. And even though they didn't approve of him, he still said, I am an apostle called by God. He claimed who he was. He boasted about who he was. Because if he didn't do that, he's disrespecting God. You see, but many of us will take it as, oh, who you think you are. Now you're being arrogant. You shouldn't be saying that. You shouldn't be boasting about it. But if I don't boast of who I am in God, then how am I able to be identified? Even Paul understood this. They said, you know what? I don't care whether the other apostles approve of me or not. I know that I am approved by God. That's all that matters. And I am an apostle also. And he was obedient in that. So now, I dealt with this for a while, having all the signs. And I wanted God to take me deeper. Now, and I'm going to say it boldly here. And I know because the Spirit told me, yo, many people are going to come at me for this. When I realized that God called me to be a prophet, I was scared to say it, to identify myself as a prophet because of what people would say. But all the signs were there from young. I was experiencing all the things of a prophet, but I didn't know these things. Even when I started preaching, look how crazy this is. When I started preaching, even when I started preaching, without even being mature really in the things of God, and really knowing I was already prophesying to me without even knowing what prophecy was. I was speaking. God was speaking to me and I would release words without even knowing. But it was down later on where I started like, hold up. And then I realized, so now, okay, going back to what I was saying. I wanted to go deeper into the things of God. I want to go deeper into the prophetic. You see, we all, just because, and I want to clarify this, just because somebody may be operating in a higher dimension than you, doesn't mean you're not called to be there. There's a lot of prophets out there. They operate in the prophetic way deeper than I do. There's pastors that are better pastors than other pastors. Same thing with evangelists. They can do greater impacts. There's levels. There's authorities. This is where humbleness comes into place. And knowing and not being scared to being humble, but also not being scared to put yourself out there. Never hiding who you are in God. Never hiding your calling. So now I wanted to go deeper in the prophetic. And I felt stuck. I felt stuck, and I'm like, man, Lord, I want to go deeper in this. How can I I want to go deeper, Lord. And if my wife's there, I want her to because I'm in the presence of God, and I won't, and the Lord knows this. There was a day that I was in my room, and as I was praying in my room, it's been a petition for a while. I'm like, Lord, I want to go deeper in your things. But I felt stuck. And I don't know how many people could probably feel this way, but they feel stuck. And I'm like, man, I really don't have no one right now that could take me there where I want to go. Like I really don't have. I had certain people, yes, but where this is where it comes with knowing who God places in you, which I'm gonna touch on because this is gonna have to do with your calling and growing in your calling. I'm gonna touch on in a minute, and why many people never grow in their calling. And I'm actually going into that right now. Now, E, I'm talking a lot. E, cut me off, Lord.
No, I don't want to cut you off. I know you're saying this testimony, so.
Guys, if this is blessing you, I encourage you, share this and invite people on this, because this is going to bless a lot of people. This is going to bless a lot of people. And guys, interact, talk. Now,
yeah,
I'm in my prayer. Next you know, I go into a vision. I go to like a trance. And in this vision, God shows me exactly what to do. Shows me, listen, you're gonna go on a plane. You're gonna fly to the other side of the world. Yo, you're gonna fly to the other side of the world. You're gonna come and meet a man and come in contact with a man that you've never met, you've never spoken to, that you've never had any type of relationship with, never met, total strangers with each other. Now this is where obedience comes into place. If you're not obedient when God in your calling in where you're at, you're never gonna go deeper. Now, it was scary for me. And I was like, okay, I really don't have the money to do this, but I'm gonna do it. One thing about me is when I know that I know it's from God, I'm not scared. Even I may be scared, but I'll still go. So obedient. Flew. Nobody knew about this. Very, very few people know about this. Now I'm telling you, I'm bringing it out. That's a testimony. When the Spirit showed me, when He told me to fly over, He said, "You're gonna fly." And this man, this great prophet of mine, he's the one who's gonna unlock, so like they can go deeper.
Impartation, right?
Impartation. You're gonna go deeper. Okay. We're total strangers, me and him. I fly. From the moment we got there was already the devil was trying to prevent things from happening. I knew. I was like, okay, I see. The night came, got there. Next thing you know, I'm in front of the man. I'm in front of this man of God. And as I'm there, he looks at me. And he was like, "You." I said, "Where you from?" And I tell him where I'm from. And make the story short, he starts to speak. And every single thing that I had told my wife that I was showing her the vision, he came and she told me the same thing. Everything. Boom, boom. You're here because of this. Bam, bam, bam. You're here because I got to give you an impartation. Everything was boom, boom, boom. Okay. That happened. We see what happened. Now look at this. Which I know I'm going. This is more of a slower podcast. But I because this is all leading to knowing your calling. I received that. But one of the things that I did that most people don't do is they never sealed the word, or they never sealed anything with a sacrifice. Now, look how deep this is. I received that. Next day, I fly back across the other world, back to the other side of the world, and come back here. As I'm flying, look at this. As I'm flying, and I'm here. I get to Buffalo. I'm in Niagara Falls. I'm like passing I'm in Buffalo. I'm still in the air. I'm flying, and as I'm flying, and I see that we're already in Buffalo, the Spirit of the Lord speaks to me in the airplane. It says, right when I'm in the air, He says, "Now I want you to declare this out loud. The greatest prophet this city has ever seen has arrived." Now I look to my side, I'm like, oh man. So I look to my side, my wife is sleeping, okay. And I know that the greatest prophet that this city has ever seen has arrived. Many would take it as I'm boasting. Who do you think he is? Now realizing that I'm not boasting of me, I'm boasting about him. So, make story short, landing. The prophetic has gone even deeper for me than I ever thought. Deeper. Now, I noticed that I started tapping into a higher dimension, a higher grace.
Because your obedience to going there.
Because obedience.
Mm-hmm.
Not only obedience, honor. Now, I identify my calling. I knew who my calling is. And I get here and I start to operate deeper. And I started realizing, I'm having deeper spiritual things happening, deeper spiritual powers, things in the spirit just being. I've gone into a higher dimension. Now, I realize that I continue to go forward. obedience and honor. Now, this is what I want to get with that. Once there's certain things that you have to understand about your calling. Is that, and this is where most people make the mistake. And I'm not saying that they're wrong. If you want to go that route, feel free to go that route. I'm not saying it's wrong. And I'm not saying it won't happen. But if you go into scriptures, you will see it. That it always played out this way, even with Jesus. You gotta be, number one is you gotta be very careful, like I said before, who you listen to. Because if you're not careful, you will end up being more lost than anything. You will end up be like, okay, I don't even know what's my calling. We all have certain people that are certain in somebody that God brings into your life. And we talked a little bit about this in one of the podcasts. But this is applying to to knowing your calling. As you understand this, not everybody can take you to the place you need to be. We all need somebody to be able to unlock our destiny, to unlock us into our calling. This is what I know some people don't agree with this. But if we look into the scriptures, excuse me, evangelism. If we look into the scriptures, you look at every single one of them has somebody unlock them into their destiny. Even Jesus needed John the Baptist to unlock Jesus for like that Jesus could walk into forward in his calling. You see, one of the things that I realized is this in this experience I had is that when I became in contact with this great man of God, not only did I receive impartation, but I also received access to his grace and authority.
You're under his mantle, right?
Under his mantle. So now I can operate under his grace. You see, a lot of us don't realize that, and this is why it's so important who you go under with and who is the one that's going to help you grow. Because not everybody's going to take you to where you need to go. Now, I realize that by me staying submitted and honoring this great man of God, it allows me to stay under his grace, which will allows me to operate in deeper levels as I'm growing. I hope you guys are catching this. I know this is gonna stir some people up here. Whether you want to believe me, that's on you. It's your loss, not mine. Now, I realized this. So I realized, okay, this man has the power. He has access because he operates in a higher authority than I do. He has access to be able to that if I stay connected to him, I could flow under his grace as I continue to grow and as he continues to develop me into where I need to go. So there's man of God, a woman of God that God has placed in your life that have access that if you go under them, you will fall under their grace and you're able to operate under their grace as long as you stay obedient to that individual. And as you grow, not getting ahead of yourself, not thinking that you're better, you know what I mean? Humble, serving, and like we like to say, no, being coachable. And you continue to grow. I realized this. And so one of the things, and how did I realize this? Look at this. This is how I realized. Because when God told me to go over there, This is the one instruction he told me to do. He said, when you go to my servant, don't go empty-handed. See, many of us want things. We live in a world where we want everything for free.
Yeah, or we expect it. Yeah.
We expect everything for free. But even from beginning of time, every single time the Israelites had to show up to the tabernacle, what did they have to come? With a sacrifice. They don't come empty-handed here. You want my blessing? You better come with a sacrifice. With something. And the thing is, it has to cost you. It has to shake you up a little inside. It's something I've had to learn. It has to shake you up like, ooh, I really don't have it. I really, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of like, ooh, like, man, there's things I have. But it's about being obedient. Look, this is what unlocked when it was like a light bulb click. Bling! I realized when the Holy Spirit said, but don't go empty-handed. Honor my servant and his mantle. I went with a big sacrifice, one of the biggest sacrifices I ever done. I'm gonna be honest with you. I went. And before I was able to receive that invitation, first thing I did was I humbled myself and I presented my sacrifice. Not as a sacrifice. You see, many people, oh, you worship. No, I wasn't worshiping. I was honoring the mantle. Understanding that the man that was standing in front of me was a man of God that operates in higher authority and that has access to unlock me to go higher into my calling. So I realized that act of faith, when I realized that, I noticed something. I was like, okay, I know that I tapped into something here. Go ahead.
One thing you say about faith, that so your faith determines how far you'll go.
Your mindset determines your faith.
Mm-hmm.
We got to shift our mindset. Our mindset is what determines where we at with our faith. If you have a weak mindset, your faith is weak. This is why you got to develop your mind every day. This is why it's important to be into the Word every day, developing your mind, growing in the things of God. You got to develop yourself, because you got to your mindset. When you shift your mindset to the mindset of Christ, what happens? Your faith becomes stronger. You grow in faith. So if my mindset wasn't prepared for that, I would have never took that walk of faith. But I did it in obedience. I went. I will be lying to you if I didn't go deeper into the prophetic. You even know this.
Mm-hmm.
Go there. I made this happen. Then I realized something. Okay, how do I stay connected and in tune to that grace? This is another thing. Is being consistent in my sacrifice as an honor to the man of God. You see, I realize this, and I'm like, okay, I got to be consistent, because I know that the sacrifice I'm sowing into is good ground, and it's the grace that it allows me to stay covered under that grace. Now, this is where sometimes a lot of people, and it's sad to say, where some ministers have taken this and used it for their own benefits. They corrupted it to become profitable in the things of God and turn the things of God as a business. But they're the ones who have to give accountability to God. That's on them. Anyhow, I realized this. And since that day, I've been faithful every week, once, twice, making sure I'm staying in lock to that grace. I'm staying in Lot, make sacrifice after sacrifice. Probably driving my wife crazy. Like, what is this man doing? But I realized something, and I've noticed since I've been doing that, it's been taking me deeper, 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 deeper. About last week, I've been asking God, Lord, I want to go deeper into having deeper experience in the angelic realm. Look at this. Spirit of the Lord speaks to me. Tells me to make even a bigger sacrifice than what I did the last time. Did it. Did it. Guess what's happening? Exactly that. You see, many of us want things without paying a price. See, when it touches our pockets, when it touches areas that makes us uncomfortable, we don't want it. And it's never, and I always tell people, I don't do things for him. It's the sacrifice, and I know the God is in him. So I'm honoring that, and I'm honoring him because I know of authority of where he's at. And I know that it allows me to stay connected to his grace. If you notice, look at Abraham. Abraham, it wasn't until he went to the priest after saving Lot and brought his sacrifice to the priest. It wasn't until he did that God made the covenant with him. You see what I'm saying? You see, yeah. There's always a man of God or woman of God that God will place in your life that has access to unlock something in your life. Where God will say, okay, now I'm gonna make my covenant with you. But many of us, we do things and then we're like, okay, we forget and we don't realize, listen, it's that grace that's gonna allow for you gotta stay connected to that grace. It's something that Elisha knew about Elijah. How do you think Moses was able to get to where he was at? His father-in-law. What was he doing when he saw the burning bush? What was he doing? Attending work for who? His father-in-law. His father-in-law had access to something that Moses didn't have. But him being connected to his father-in-law gave him access to be able to have connection to God. See, man, I just told you that. I feel like people ain't appreciating this, bro. I feel like people ain't appreciating this right now.
No, that's good.
They're missing this. And this is why so many people stay stuck and they don't grow. And they never fulfill their calling fully.
Mm-hmm.
Look how deep this is. Moses honored that mantle so much that when his father-in-law came to him and corrected him because he was trying to occupy things too much, and his father-in-law came and yelled at him and said, "What are you doing, dude? Listen, put people in charge of certain things. Why are you trying to do everything for yourself?" You notice something. Moses, part of the Red Sea. Moses spoke face to face. Moses humbled himself. And he didn't talk back to his father. He stood humble. He understood something. The grace that he was through. Man, he understood something. Look how powerful this is. Aaron, his cousin, Aaron and Miriam, they spoke against Moses, right? And God almost took them out. They disrespected Moses and God almost took them out. But yet his father-in-law comes and corrects him and God does nothing. Man. So who got puss in your heart? Who got puss in your path? Now that you have to be.
I think we overlooked that, yeah.
We overlook it because we're trying to. We sometimes we get so caught up everywhere. We got too many people in our ears.
Mm-hmm.
that will stop your growth.
Everyone's calling each other false, and
And
it gets very confusing.
yeah, and not only that, it's just different teachers. If you notice something about me, if you notice something about me, if you notice that lately, I try to stay in my lane with my teachings. We all have different teachings. Everybody has different things. I know what's my calling, and I know what I need to be bringing. And then you notice, if you hear me speak, a lot of times everything's like, it's like saying the same thing without saying the same thing. Everything, because I know my calling. Like I realize, okay, this is where I know where I'm at. This is what I have to bring. Everybody has their own message, their own thing to do. But this is where it comes with knowing your calling and knowing and having the right people to help you and guide you and grow in that. Who you allow in your ear plays a huge factor. And once you have that person that God placed that you know that could help you go deeper and greater and excellent, I'm telling you, you can't fall away from that grace. And honoring is one of the most powerful ways you could do it. There are many of us, especially in the Spanish culture, that we some stingy people. That we fall from, and we don't realize that we are hurting ourselves. So you gotta understand who God put. Look into your know. First of all, okay, let me rewind a little bit, so we can start closing. We're all called. Number one, you're alive, you're breathing, you're watching this, you're called. You want to know one of the ways that what is your calling? Examine yourself. What are your benefits? What are your strengths? What are the gifts you have? It's in those gifts that will lead you into your calling. But this is the thing. You have to be the best that you can be. And that comes mindset. You can't have it. If you have a gift, become the best in that. You know what? One of the things I want to share with you guys. We need to stop trying to do too much. I've always said this: a mind everywhere is a mind nowhere. We try many times to try to perfect too many things at one time. And we don't realize that we're delaying things. What is it you're good at? Or what is it you get? Focus on that. For example, I love to read. I don't just read any book. Everything I read is intentional. It has to do where I'm trying to grow. I don't just read a book just to read because this person that everybody knows came out with a book and it sounds inspirational and it sounds all good in this. No. It needs to align with my calling, with my gift, and help me better my gift. And again, I just don't read just any book, just anybody's book. I just don't listen to anybody. It has to be in alignment to help me grow in my gift. And so like that, I could become the best person through my gift. So like that, through my gift, I could walk into my calling. You see, as you walk in obedience with the gifts that God has given you, and you start to grow and where you're at right now, and you start to grow. You start to now, what you start to do is you start to accelerate yourself and grow higher and higher into your calling. Now, so knowing that, being the best that you can be in your gift. Not being lazy about it. Honoring the person and submitting under and honoring the person that God has put in your path that's gonna help you. Not one time consistently, as whatever. Even if you don't have, if you can't do it with funds, show up with and wash their car. Come show up and clean their house. You know what I mean? You're taking time and you're making a sacrifice to honor. And you don't people take this for granted and they don't realize that they delay process of that. Because there's certain grace that will unlock things, it will keep it unlocked. That the moment you start to not honor that mantle, you lose the grace. And you find yourself on a plateau in your calling. And that's dangerous. See, people think that all I need is God. And that's right, all you need is God. But there's always someone that God places you. Because if that was the case, then why did Jesus go to John the Baptist before he was able to do anything? If that was the case, if all you need is God, then why did he go to him? Because there's certain rules, there's certain regulations that God already has established. That we overlook. We've gotten too caught up in religious and we gotten too caught up with things that has corrupt. This is what happens when you have too many ears. Too many voices in your ear, excuse me. Honoring. Staying under that grace and under that mantle is going to help you continue to grow. You notice that even when John the Baptist doubted Jesus, what did Jesus do? He exalted him even more. He honored him even more. I don't know, Eve, what you think about it. I don't think people appreciate it.
No, don't say nothing. Yeah, hopefully they're picking up on it.
This stuff people don't want to hear. But it's okay.
Yeah, it's deep for people.
It's probably too deep for some people, but it's okay. But I promise you, for those that hear, listen, and those that receive, their life will never be the same. I'm telling you as a testimony. I've noticed this to the sense, to the point. E, can I share a testimony?
Yeah.
You give me the green light?
Yeah.
To the point when Evangelist is right here. That I had that to the point where an angel of God visited me, told me the dream Evangelist had, and gave me the interpretation. Yeah. Called Evangelist, said, "Hey, this is what the Lord showed me." Exactly the same thing God has showed him. True or false?
True. Yeah. Put the rest together.
And added to it, right? Complete the whole thing, everything.
Yep.
Why? Before I was able to do that, because I tapped into a greater grace.
Mm-hmm.
I tapped into a greater grace. That has now, as I stay connected to that grace, I'm growing. And as I'm growing, what? I become more and more effective in my calling. I grow in my calling. I grow and I become more effective and I'm able to bless more people.
Right.
But that never would have happened if I would have never went and honored the man of God and stayed honoring the man of God and submitting to him.
Mm.
We all need somebody to unlock us. But for each their own. So, honoring, knowing who God put in your path is going to help you go deeper. It's so important. It's so important. This is so important. We don't realize it. It's sad because there's sometimes people. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say this. I don't want to confuse some people. I'm not gonna say this. Maybe we'll do a private Zoom one day, and then we could really go deep with things and really start going. Because you gotta be careful with this platforms.
Yeah.
Not everybody's ready for stuff.
No.
Any questions, E?
No, I just I guess how do you stay from falling off? How do you keep on track?
Humbleness.
Yeah.
Connected to God, constant connection, and staying connected to the man and woman of God. That staying connected under that grace that God had placed in your life. It's the only way. It's the only way. I thank God that I'm able to learn this now and not 20 years from now.
Yeah, not late. Yeah.
And this is for some people. It's hard for them to accept. This is why their ministry never takes off the way or gets to where it needs to, because they allow pride to get in the way. They allow ego to get in the way. And only God. Okay, we'll keep doing that. I'm telling you, I've realized something. Some of the most powerful men and women of God, the God uses them tremendous. I'm talking about they walk in fullness in their calling. Are people that understand this. And every single one of them, they have a grace that they stay submitted under. That allows them to continue to go higher and higher. And once they disconnect themselves from that grace, they're in danger. And they hit that plateau. Stay connected to God. That's the most important thing. If you don't stay connected to God, you don't stay in the Word, you don't stay in prayer. That's the only thing that's going to allow you to keep that, keep that character, of Christ, because it'll keep you humble. It'll keep you. Once you start falling out of the character of Christ, that's where pride comes in. That's where ego comes in. That's where all this religious stuff comes in. And next you know, you're going to hit that plateau. Hit that plateau. So read scriptures, spending time with God, making that the priority thing. Mindset is important. Mindset. And submitting and staying under the grace of whoever the man and woman of God that God has placed under you, placed over you to help you grow. And making sure that you're continually keeping that grace. It's deep and it's uncomfortable, and it comes with a sacrifice. That's where most people don't want to deal with that sacrifice. They want to ease and comfortable, and to them it comes with a price. It comes with a price. It comes not only
big price.
And not only that, this is why having the character of Christ is so important, having the right mindset, because it comes with a lot of stones being thrown at you. It comes with a lot of stones being at you. Do you understand? Every single time you go out there claiming who you are, do you understand? You're asking to be stoned.
Be persecuted, yeah.
It comes with the price. It comes with it, But it is. This is why mindset is so important. So that you can have the right character. But not you'll crumble. You'll give up. You'll throw in the towel before you even gotten anywhere. But I encourage. One of the things is being careful. You got to be careful of who you allow here and here. There's a lot of. You gotta ask yourself. You just gotta ask yourself. Is what you're receiving gonna draw you closer, take you deeper in the things of God? It's gonna allow for you. Because one of the things that we've realized is me and you, evangelists, and I come to it. I'm not for everybody. You're not for everybody. My teachings are not for everybody. Your teachings are not for everybody.
So everyone's unique, yeah.
That's why everybody's unique. Your uniqueness attracts your tribe and attracts who it is that you're gonna be able to sow into.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I had to personally learn is understanding. Listen, I'm not for everybody. Every single one of you that's watching, you're not for everybody. But wherever you're at, be obedient in that. Be obedient in that. If God just put one person in your path for you to be a blessing to through your gifts and your calling, be the best person to do that. Listen,
Yeah.
there was when I was a youth pastor, there would be times where the only ones that would show up would be me, my wife, and my kids, and my worship leader. Yo, no joke. I will preach it like the place. AJ, am I lying? My son is here. I will preach like the thing is packed with thousands of people. I will give my best. I'll be like, you know what? This thing is full with angels, man. Let's go. We're about to have some church today. I will give my best. You have to be the best of you with whoever got placed. And then that's where increase starts to happen. But if you
It's better to start small anyways. Yeah.
It helps to
focus on.
Yeah. But if you get so caught up, it's only one person got put in my path. I should be blessing thousands of people with my calling. You're never gonna get there. That means that there's a pride issue there. Mm-hmm. You're not humble. You're making it about you, and it's not about God.
I think God's testing you there too.
It is
what you're gonna do.
It is a test. See whether what will you do. And you're gonna be like, if nobody showed up today, I'm gonna cancel. Yeah. Listen, I used to tell my kids, I'd be like, listen, if I have to have church alone, I'll have church alone. I'll preach to myself. I don't care. I'll preach. I'm telling you, I'll preach to myself, and I will preach to myself like I'm preaching to 1,000 people in the room, because it's being obedient and always making sure that you're checking yourself. Never making about every boasting you do has to be boasting about God. Now, those that are not in the spirit are not going to understand it. They're going to think you're boasting about you. Mm-hmm. But those that walk in spirit see the spirit. They know. Okay. No, there's something different here. You know. So, did I answer your questions?
Yes. Yeah.
The question?
No, that's basically it. You answered them for me. So, no, that was good.
Blessed with this. Can I get some amens if you guys were blessed with this? Can I get some amens letting me know you guys were blessed with this?
There's one.
You know what? You know what's too bad? That even the spectators that watch, they receive. But the problem is, they can receive and learn. But the fact that they're disobedient and being spectators, they never tap into the grace. You can listen all you want. You'll never tap into the grace.
Yeah.
Being a spectator. This is why a lot of times you hear, comment, interact. You see, your obedience allows you to tap into the grace. But we don't like people telling us what to do. So this is where humility comes into place. Oh, we're learning. I'm still learning. So I pray that you guys were blessed by this. If there's any prayer requests, feel free to put it in the comments. But in the meantime, I want to take this moment and take the moment and pray for Prophet Frankie. Yeah. Through the moment that he's going through. And he's going through some hard times. Jesus. Amen, Jessica. God bless you. And, we're gonna let's pray for him. Guys, as you're watching at home, please connect with me in this. Let's pray for our brother. He truly needs our prayers right now. Him and his family are going through some very tough times right now. So I take this moment, my Lord. I want to take this moment and present to you my brother, Prophet Frankie, who I'm not gonna lie, it's not the same having him here. My Lord, you know his heart, you know the heaviness that he's dealing with right now in his heart. Lord, there's really no words that could be expressed to say in moments like this. What he's going through. Only you can bring the true comfort, peace that's needed through these times to him and his family. So I ask you, Father, that as we become united here, praying for our brother, that you give him the peace, you give him the comfort that he needs through these times. Help him, guide him, strengthen him through these moments. That he may know, Lord, that he is not alone, that you are with him. For you are our comforter in the moment when we need comfort. You are our helper in moments when we feel hopeless and we feel like we can't no more. You're there to strengthen us. Yes, he's the third guy with us. So Lord, I ask that you touch him. He touches me. Help them in this moment. And through these difficult times, they're able to see your unfailing love and faithfulness. My Lord, I take this moment and I present to you Amanda. I speak over her life, Lord, that your mighty hand may finish what he started over her. In the name of Jesus, I declare and decree right now, by the authority of Jesus Christ, within the next 24 hours, full recovery over her. Full recovery over her within the next 24 hours. I command everything that doesn't belong in her body to be destroyed right now. I destroy it right now. It leaves her body. In the next 24 hours, complete recovery. In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Guys, I pray that you guys were blessed by this. If you have yet to share this stream. Share this stream. And just so you guys know, I believe for probably the next few weeks, we're going to be doing our streams like this. We're going to be doing it like this. And see how it goes. And we'll see how it goes with doing it this way. So we'll go from there. But soon we'll be back together live here in the studio live and being able to. It's okay doing it like this, but I think just the presence, feeling the presence, being together, feeling the presence. So, but for the meantime, we're gonna go do it like this for a few weeks, and then we'll go from there. And then also we have some things in mind. We have some things in mind for the future. We have some, which we bringing this announcement soon. We have something going on. We have something under our sleeves that we're going to be coming within the next month. So it's something that it will not be live. We're not going to be streaming it for now. So it'll be only those that are there that will benefit. But we'll talk more into that when the time gets closer and everything, we get the green light for everything to really move forward with it. So keep us in prayer on that. I know I ain't say what it was, but just keep us in prayer anyway, so that the will of the Father can be done. And then we will keep you in tune with that. So I don't know. With that being said, guys, like always, remember every Thursday we're here live on In Spirit Ministry on Facebook and on YouTube. And again, if you have yet to like our YouTube page, go over there, like our YouTube page, comment in our post, and make sure that you definitely share this stream and invite as many people as possible to be a part of this. So like that, together as a family, we all do this together as a family and minister to as many people as possible. Remember, our mission here, 1 million lives for Jesus Christ. And I believe together we will reach that goal. So shalom to all of you. God bless you. And till next one. Shalom.